Hotep, Assalamu alaikum. What's going down? I'm Militant D, joined by, you already know, Rika Ray, King Tut KT. Thank you for listening to today's episode of the Love Affair Discussions, the 73rd edition of the Love Affair Discussions podcast on the Confidence in the Clutch Network. Confidence in the Clutch Network. Man, I said that like a tongue twister. This is my ad, so I ain't got no ad. My ad is mid-roll. I do pre-roll and end-roll, but my ad's for me and us. So you already know. Whether it's the game of basketball or the game of life, you gotta have confidence in the clutch. Practice makes confidence. Pressure makes diamonds. Stay sucker free. Keep it a buck like Milwaukee. Stay woke or get out. Go ball or bust. You can't fit in when you're standing out. Colorism is dead. Black is black. Get your confidence together. Get your clutch together. Support your own. Listen on confidenceintheclutch.podbean.com, Apple and Google Podcasts, and YouTube. Search Confidence in the Clutch. Subscribe, share, rate, and review. Hit that bell button to get notifications of new episodes. And when we go live, it's important. Visit us on Facebook at Confidence in the Clutch. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at K&K. Y'all know I'm back. I just had to have fun with my own ads for me. That's what we do over here. Coming up on today's 73rd edition of the Love Affair Discussion, we got our regular segments. Y'all know what it is. Our Love Affair Discussions for the week. Guess what? We had such a good Keep It 100 with me. We said we saving that. We killed it. We killed the Keep It 100 with me, man. And that's always something that I thrive on is when we have good content. Ain't no sense of dumbing down the episode. Let's just get that out. We'll figure it out on the back end. So everything we had planned for our Love Affair discussion topics is next week. So you already know. So since I said that, y'all anticipating some hot shit. Let me give y'all that hot shit. Like always, we bring you quality content with strong opinions and facts. At Confidence in the Clutch, we are feared more than love, but never hated. Confidence starts right now. 3, 2, 1. Confidence on 3, in the clutch on 6. 1, 2, 3.
Confidence.
4, 5, 6.
In the clutch.
Confidence in the clutch.
Green Rika Ray.
What up?
King Tuck.
Yo, what it do?
Man, I love y'all because it's about it's 73 degrees in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's nice. The sun is out. And I appreciate y'all sacrifice right now because I know most people will be in the crib right now. I mean, be out of the crib, not in the crib doing this. So, while we come here for our 73rd edition of Love Affair Discussions, keep it 100 with me. Ready to jump into the show? I've got a question. What happened to the people that's paying child support? And
what you mean?
They lost their job, right? They lost their job and their unemployment ain't came. What happened to the mothers or the fathers that was dependent on that child support? Did the government take into account that? Now, I know they're intercepting people's stimulus money that owe child support, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm more wondering about, the people that's taking the extra child support right now, using it for bad things, and the people that's not getting it. So that's just my honest statement. Like, I just trying to figure that out. I don't know if y'all want to jump in on that.
Oh, God, that's a tough one. I don't have any kids. I've never experienced the whole child support thing, but it would be terrible if they held that against people. Okay. You would hope that from a certain amount of time to an end time, that something would be waived or, overlooked due to the pandemic. But it's crazy when it comes to that child support stuff. Like, the courts just go crazy. And it depends on what state you live in, because some states are a woman mother state and some states aren't. But it was crazy. Last night or maybe it was this morning, I ran across a video on Facebook, and it was about a guy being sentenced to 6 months in jail because he overpaid in child support.
He overpaid?
Yep, he overpaid in child support. For some reason, something had changed in the legal agreement from the judge. And he wasn't aware of it. So there were times where, his ex was like, there were times where no money did not come, or the money that did come wasn't enough, or, something funky. So what he did, he went and just dropped like 5 stacks, and which was $3,000 more than what he was behind. So her lawyer against her wishes, goes takes him to court, and they have to show up in court. And she said she wants that $3,000 in attorney fees. Basically, wasting her time trying to do whatever. And he like, no, like what is like, what's going on? And then it was like he was going to jail for, and then he was spending more time than he was allowed to spend with his child.
Damn.
That's some
Yeah,
bullshit.
can you wrap your mind around that?
Damn.
So the judge was like, he was like, I'm not doing that. Like, and I'm a father. I have no problem paying for my kid and more. And I shouldn't be limited to what you say. When you say I can see him if his mother is okay with it.
Right.
They say he was in contempt of court, sentenced him to 6 months in jail. And so he just walked out the courtroom. And the judge, he's in contempt at that point, and he has to turn himself in. And it was on the news. It wasn't in Wisconsin, of course, but like his significant other, the child's mother, was like, "This is ridiculous." She was completely on his side, and it was like the courts are not for him. Like that would never happen to a white man.
Right.
It would never. So
Right.
he damned they damned if they do, damned if they don't. So that child support thing is really sticky, and I hope that our black men and women, because there's some women out here on child support,
No doubt.
are being diligent and trying to get ahead of it, because we're really prone to be like, out of sight, out of mind. They ain't saying nothing to me. I ain't saying nothing, and then that shit bites you in the ass at the wrong time financially.
No doubt.
So if they don't have to, I just hope that they do what they need to do.
Or
If people are using the money for the right way, like you got some people who get a child support check and they not spending it on the kid, they not doing nothing with the kid, and I don't feel sorry for those people. But people that count on it and definitely spend it on their kid, I definitely feel bad for them at this point, because it is part of it. I think it's tough too, though, because of the situation that we in. You never know what that person could be going through too. If they got it though, shit, I'd rather pay it if I got it right now, because shit, that shit gonna come back to bite you in your ass if you don't pay for it. But shit, that's a tough one.
Yeah, no doubt. See, that's why I was just bringing it up, because I'm trying to, it's the give and the curse. Now, I mean, the gift and the curse. We know that a lot of men on child support deserve to be on child support because they don't do nothing physically with them kids, and for
Right.
times that has passed, they made their own bed. My own personal situation, I was going through it when my son's mother wanted child support, and I'm like, I give you money every month already, like, you know what I mean? But it was like, okay, but the court's gonna put you through it. But anybody that's serious about their fatherhood, and you get 50-50, and then you get to the point where you ain't got to pay no child support, that's on the man. I really believe. Yeah, you got to spend some bread. You have to spend about anywhere from $3,000 to $7,000 in lawyer fees to get to the point where you ain't got to pay no child support. So if you're serious about your fatherhood, you won't have to pay no child support. So that's that.
Amen.
My other thing, I can't get that Tootsie Slide shit. When Drake shit came out on midnight Friday, and I'm like, first of all, Danny Leahy or Lehi, whatever her name is, she's phenomenal. But Russell Wilson and Sierra is phenomenal. I mean,
Yeah, they were okay.
they're phenomenal. But I can't do the part of I got to get my right foot up and kick it up, step to the side. I can't put my right foot down, pick up my left foot, put my left foot back down that fast and slide back over. I can't do that. So I'm doing it the OG way. I just
lack coordination.
Yeah, I can't. I'm 43 years old. I don't think I ever was the best. I couldn't do none of it. I can't. No. So it'll take some practice. I told my daughter we're gonna do a TikTok, and I'm daddy gonna get it though. So we got to figure it out. So.
Okay. Yeah, I think all these new like challenges and dance challenges it's pretty dope, keeping people active and up and moving and dancing. I bet a lot of people ain't got up and be like, damn, I ain't danced in a minute. That take a little effort. got me winded.
Man, I don't know. I can't do that shit though.
Man. Hey, it is what it is. So I'm going a little deeper, take it back, kind of get into y'all head or people's head. And my keep it 100 is, keep it 100. Have you really forgiven the people that hurt you?
Oh. Today you gonna do that? Yeah.
I mean, and then forgiveness takes time. It takes time, but I think it's important to forgive. I used to be one of those people that be like, you fucked me over. It's over. I'm gonna hold a grudge for life,
Right.
forever. But I think it's really important for us to, even if we don't physically walk up or talk to that person and say, I forgive you, is for you to speak it out loud, write it, something, declare it, so you can get that off your chest, off your mind, off your heart. Because holding that anger inside for somebody will do more damage to you sometimes than them, because they going on about their life, not even knowing or giving a fuck about what you call yourself being mad about. So that's my one. Keep it 100. Have you really forgiven the people that hurt you?
It's that's definitely a tough one to process, because at times you be thinking you really forgave that person, but then you still be thinking about some of that shit. I can't, like, and then sometimes you really be mad at yourself more than that person, because you allowed yourself to go through that bullshit with that person. So then I'll be thinking like, damn, man, I'll still be upset about certain things, and then I'll be like, you know what, man, that's just who that person is. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm gonna be honest. Man, I was so damn, I couldn't stand one of the people on our coaching staff. I thought that motherfucker was a mog ass person. But because I felt like he was trying to sabotage me with like some of the shit he was doing. But you know what I'm saying? I was just like, that's just who this nigga is. You know what I'm saying?
I can dig that.
For me, I have forgiven the people who hurt me because they made me into who I am, and I made it through it. So it was a test without, having to go to jail, being in jail, or, financial setbacks, whatever. You can always get the money back. So I look at it like that. My thing is have I forgiven the people? Have I forgiven myself for the people I hurt? You know what I mean? So it's some shit that I know I've done that I still cringe over, right? Even though I've apologized. Okay. Those just weren't proud moments in my life. And it's just me, but those, how you grow and know not to say those things or do those things ever again. You know what I'm saying? So it's all a part of the growing process. But yeah, I've forgiven people that hurt me. It may not seem like it, but in certain situations, and it may be an ongoing process, and it may take years to do. But once you stop holding grudges, say for instance, a woman that I wanted to be with, and she may have played me or whatever, or hurt me or did anything like that, for me to try to continue to be that woman friend, that's going to be a little hard for me, because I'm still pissed off at what you did to me. Even though I'm trying to be your friend, I'm not trying to be petty, though.
Right. That's the point that I was going to make, that forgiveness comes in all different, forms, and you have to know what works for you. It don't necessarily mean like, I forgive you, we still can be cool, we still can kick it and kiki like we used to. That don't necessarily mean that. I saw this meme, and it was like, well, all these women out here stressing over their exes, I'm pretending that mine is dead. And I was like, dude, that was funny, because you would still be thinking about how he hurt me, how she hurt me, how they did me wrong. And that's still penetrating your heart and bringing up this anger and this resentment inside of you, where you can be like, okay, all forgiven, I'm going to move on. I'm just going to pretend like you dead, so I got to think about that shit.
There you go.
But it's definitely different ways to kind of just wrap it up. It's definitely different ways to move on from forgiveness, because some people can't forgive the people that hurt them. For a lot of different reasons.
Absolutely.
Sure.
So, it's important to do it your way.
Absolutely. King Tut?
For sure. Mine is, are you willing to accept someone for who they really are? So last night we had a great conversation. I just kind of brought that back to me. Like, sometimes we're not willing to accept people for who they are, or what they bring to the table too. Like, sometimes we don't really process, like, am I willing to be open to what this person brings? Like, if a woman came to me with 2 or 3 kids, am I willing to accept her for her 3 kids? You know what I'm saying? And be cool with that. You know what I'm saying? And not have a kid by this woman. Like, there's certain things that we don't process really and think about. Like, are we really willing to accept somebody for who they really are?
I think something my dad told me years ago when it came to me like picking and choosing who I want to pursue and who I want to allow to pursue me. He said there are things that are deal breakers. It's like it's the 2 Ds. There are deal breakers, and there are things that you can just deal with. So figure out what can you deal with, and what you can deal with ain't gonna be what the next person can deal with, or what your friends think you can deal with, or whatever. There may be some things that you can deal with that's gonna get the other people in your life looking at you like you crazy. But it's like, I can deal with that, and I'm fine with that. But there are some things that are deal breakers, and I think that we have to sit down as individuals and figure out what don't work for us, because we jump from relationship with no real understanding of what we want and what we need and what we require. So we kind of going into everything blindly, like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna figure out, whatever. But if you go into something, we were talking about this last night, Tuck, like if you go into something like, hey, this is what I know I can. This is what I know that's a deal breaker for me. And I might be enamored by you right now and smitten and all goo goo gaga. And right now for these 3 months, I'm going to put it past me. But I know deep down inside of me, that shit not going to fly. That's where you fuck up. People get all wrapped up in a relationship knowing that, like you just said, I don't want to deal with a chick with 3 kids and knowing that I can't have my own kid and I don't have one. But oh, she look good, she got a good job, she do this, she do this, she do that. After a while, that's going to build resentment. So really understanding what your deal breakers are and what you can actually deal with.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
For sure.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. All right. Damn, that shit right there was shit. That was enough, wasn't it, for the day? I'm to be honest with you, I think that was enough because we just hit some real things real quick, and that shit was good. I kind of think we can make an executive decision and be like, you know what? I'm thinking about. I don't know.
Absolutely.
I really. I think our motion that we table the one day it all makes sense.
I second.
And we go to song of the week. I really do. I think that was phenomenal.
I felt good about it.
Let's go with it.
All right,
Let's go with it.
All right, y'all. Everybody else, catch up with us next week when we get into some phenomenal things. One day it all makes sense. So, song of the week. I have the easiest pick of the week: the Savage remix with Megan and Beyonce. There's no way in hell that Beyonce is not the GOAT. She always finds the hottest rapper or other singer, humbles herself, go on a track with them on a track. Not them coming to hers. Right. She goes on a track and she does what she does. She always got Jay-Z and a Dream help writing her verse, and it'd be phenomenal stuff. I mean, she took that song up to a whole nother level.
Absolutely.
That's a whole nother level. So that's just me. And I'm a feminist, so y'all can kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Not y'all, but everybody else. Yeah.
Everybody else. She definitely revived it because everybody was on a little Savage, little TikTok or whatever, but of course it was kind of dying down. Drake put out his little Tootsie slide, so it was kind of dying down a little bit, and she revived that like no other. So that's a good pick. That's definitely a good pick.
Real quick.
Gentlemen, my song of the week is Sue Me by Wale.
Okay.
Man, powerful.
Oh my God. If you have not listened to the song, please make it your business too. If you have not watched the visual, the video, make it your business too. It's things that but you don't really put it into perspective until you see it. Now, don't get me wrong. There has been many, many people who have made songs and videos where things have been flopped.
Okay.
But I don't know why this one just hit me like it did. I'm a huge fan of Wale, and I think he is extremely underrated.
Okay.
And he just deserves so much more, accolades and respect. But the video just depicted the reverse of black versus white and what black people deal with in society versus what white people deal in society. But he went as far as to, like in the beginning of the video, the white guy is brushing his teeth and his mom is leaving for work early. He got to get his little brother ready and they sleeping in a bed together. And you look at the toothpaste, it's a black family on the toothpaste. Like you look at the commercial, you look at the cereal box, it's a black family on the cereal box. Like he walking outside, it's black people all over the billboards, and everything that white people is highlighted to be positive and white is right, it's black people. And it was just kind of like, damn, I never noticed how white, like we know how they take over and how everyone else is a minority, but you get so used to visually seeing all this shit, you don't really notice how white it is. And it was just kind of like, wow, the video was just, it was amazing.
Man,
so my song is amazing. Sue Me, Wale.
Mine is Poison by Rod Rich. No, I think it's Rod Wave, but it's definitely dope.
Oh yeah, I like that song too.
Man, that Poison, man, you be having a lot of poison, a lot of animosity builds up in your life, and you know sometimes we forget how to let go, or you know, release that pain that we got in our life.
Dude, he really a dope rapper. Like all of his songs are very like heartfelt and like built up with emotion, and I think it's super dope that he's open and willing to express himself that way. Honestly, when I listen to rap nowadays, I kind of like, oh, all this shit kind of sound the same. Everybody using, you know, everybody using auto tune. The videos the same. They all got the big money telephone, all the money using as a telephone and the Gucci belt. You know, same. Right. But one thing I can say about these young dudes that's rapping today, they are not afraid to tell their emotions. They're not afraid to tell what they're going through. You hear a lot of them talking about the anxiety that they suffer from, the backlash that they suffer from, the heartache. Like they are willing to put that shit on the line. And I think that's big. I don't think we should overlook that by being enamored and just like kind of glamored by their videos and the money and the big cars and everything. I think people really need to start paying attention to that because one, these young men are crying out saying, I need help. Like this is what I'm going through. It really ain't just like something to bob your head to, even though the music is good and it's catchy. We need to start paying attention to that a little bit more.
Man, what's the name? Deshaun got a song called PIL. Man, that song dope. It's old. It's about 2016, but he's like, if you tell me you love me, don't play with me. So listen to that. If I tell you, don't play with me. Man, that love word is man, especially from a man. You hear from a man, say I love you to a man.
Yeah, that's deep.
Can I say something about Wale though?
Oh, please.
It's controversial. It's controversial. Wale's best album was For Lauren, if you ask. For my personal taste, For Lauren was his best one, and it was a mixtape.
Okay. Okay.
Wale is becoming a female. You know what I'm saying? He can make the songs for the female relationship song. Like Fabulous is cold. Like that's his niche. Fabulous is the coldest rapper about relationships like ever.
Yeah.
And now Wale is going to that thing. Some Wale fans might not like that I said that, but it's the truth. Like if you listen to Wale, he's starting to go there and he cold at it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Now, I do got a problem with this New York drill rap shit because I'm 5 boroughs and I don't know what this New York drill shit. It came from Chicago. It went over to the UK and now it's New York drill. Like, come on, fam. Like, that shit is. I ain't gonna say I ain't never got into the drill. I get into the drill, the Chicago drill, because I understand it. I understand the violence and the scary. I mean, I was listening to that Chief Keef shit, and I said, dog, this is the scariest shit I done heard in my life. And these little cats. I said, dog, these little totally kids. Like, yeah, I can't get with the New York drill rap, though, but, you know, it is what it is, man. Y'all keep doing y'all shit, though. Somebody like it. Okay.
Somebody like
it. All right, y'all, let's shut this down with Need Your Best. I led first, the other two, so I'm going to let somebody else take the lead on this one.
I'll lead.
Okay.
Mine is going to be tough times never last, but tough people do. So, you know, you gotta create thick skin. You got to put yourself through something to get to something. And you got to realize that you are stronger than what you think you are. Our mind is such a strong thing, and we will let our body give up on us before our mind actually would have given up. So just understanding how strong you are. Last night during the conversation, we had this open forum, and one of the guys there said this, and it just like fucked me up. He worked out in Wakana, what one of those where ain't no niggas,
O'Connor Walk, yeah, O'Connor
right?
Walk, yeah.
So, so he's the only black person that works there, and he's younger. He's 32 compared to the guys that are like in their 50s and 60s or whatever that started this trade. He's an electrician. Started this trade when they was like 19 and been with the company for 30, 40 years. And he said they always giving him a hard time, and he was like he kind of you know he played his role. He's like, I'm really good at understanding my role and playing my role, not being like a Chuck and Jive nigga, but I'm not the angry black man walking around, acting like that. Like I'm professional, and they ain't got no choice but to respect me. Mm-hmm. He said, but he was sitting down with a whole bunch of white men one day, and he said, they was asking him questions about this and just being white. And he said, would y'all be able, how long do y'all think y'all would make it if y'all were the only white man who worked in a all black company or warehouse or whatever, and they never talked about anything that you were interested in, made you feel uncomfortable, you were the only white person there, none of your personal culture was even highlighted or recognized, and you were always asked about why this, why that, and you were made to feel uncomfortable. And they were like, oh, I don't think I can do it. And he was like, I do that every day. I do it every day. Like, the fuck? Like, understanding your strength and remembering as black people, we are always the black dot. If we are trying to excel in most things, when you're excelling, white folks are over it, are the majority. So we're always the black little chocolate chip, and understanding that the majority of us make that shit work. So just going to work every day and not cussing these white people out and going postal shows you how strong you are. Yeah. Shows you how strong you are. And remember that. Don't take that for granted. So tough times never last, but tough people do.
Yep. And you know what, Sherika, just say something about that. All these motherfuckers that's worried about these white people out here with the Confederate flags and swastikas and doing minstrel shows at the state capitol, it's okay. There's always going to be people different from us. There's always going to be people that don't like black people. It's okay. They don't have to like us, right? As long as they don't touch us. You know what I'm saying? You can have the right to bear arms and the right to say freedom of speech, because for them to say, oh, black people giving us this shit, the same reason why Kaepernick should be able to take the knee. So we good. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not saying nothing about what you say. I'm just saying, just to add to that, Rika. Yeah, just to add to that, let these white people say what they want to say, fam. It don't affect you. It really don't affect you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't what they call you, it's what you respond to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that tucked up. I mean, Sherika, say that shit again, though. Say that shit again.
Tough times never last, but tough people do.
Yeah, nigga.
Man, I totally agree with that, man. I hated working at fucking Tulsa. I was the only black dude. The only black dude in the building. So shit. Mine is, it's time to forgive but never forget. It's time to forgive people, but you never forget what they did to you. Sometimes we hold on to things and it don't even really be worth you holding on to. You losing sleep. Right. You losing time when you could be doing something else, spending your time on something else. But that person just enjoying life. You know what I'm saying? Forgive that person, forgive yourself, and move on.
Word.
I like that.
All day. My parting words of encouragement is do you.
Okay.
Like don't do you going away, starting shit, talking down on a nigga, talking down on a female, discrediting an organization, being self-centered. Just the shit wasn't for you. You can't take direction. You self-centered and everybody can't go.
Boom. That's
Man,
it.
I
Mic
say, I
drop.
tell you, I'll tell you this: people are who they are. And we
Yes.
ain't gonna, and you'd never be able to. And it's like you know that about them, but you just hoping like, oh, maybe no, they are who they are.
You ain't
All
lied,
they are.
Craig.
All
You
they
ain't
are.
lied. All right, this is the LAD Love Fair Discussions, episode 73, the hottest day of the year edition. We're going to get out here, enjoy this sun, enjoy each other. 6 feet away, we still social distancing, but you already know.
Absolutely.
For Queen Reek, King Tuck,
Yes.
and
Yo,
damn.
R-
I'm not righteous today. Well, I am righteous. I
you
said some righteous
radical.
stuff.
You
Yeah.
radical now. You
Radical D.
yeah,
radical.
All
yeah,
right.
Radical
definitely.
D.
All right, for Queen Rika, King Tuck, and Militant D.
Yeah.
Militant D. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Love Affair Discussions on the Confidence in the Klutch Network.
Confidence in the Clutch.
Hey, you already know another great podcast. Shout out to Rika Ray, KT, King Tuck. I'm Militant D. What they call me, Militant D. And oh man, you know what it is, man. It is what it is, man. Sometimes you got a king don't tell you who they are, they show you, yo. Shout out to Rika Ray for recognizing that in me, man. Shout out for KT for coming through as always, man. On the network coming this week, we got a Four Kings Only podcast. We have Confidence in the Clutch podcast tomorrow with Jay talking about night 3 of The Last Dance. Michael Jordan, Chicago Bulls documentary that's coming tomorrow, episodes 5 and 6. A quickie for LAD, a quick one for Kings Only. Some high school stuff in the Clutch, some high school coaches, seasons, and reviews. Man, I'm working, man. I got my swagger back, so I'm ready, man. Drop the dead weight. We out here. So, like always, get your confidence together, get your clutch together, support your own. Listen on confidenceintheclutch.podbean.com, Apple and Google Podcasts, and YouTube. Search Confidence in the Clutch. Subscribe, share, rate, and review. Hit that bell button to get notifications of new episodes when we go live. It's important. Visit us on Facebook at Confidence in the Clutch. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at KNK. You already know. Have a safe and healthy night, y'all. Assalamu alaikum. 3, 2, 1. Confidence on 3 and the Clutch on 6. 1, 2, 3.
Confidence
4, 5, 6.
in the clutch.
Confidence in the Clutch.